Hi, my name is Christopher Hart. I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, author of many books on how to draw cartoons and manga and figure drawing. And today my new figure drawing book is called Figure It Out, Drawing Essential Poses. Now this might be for you. If you're an artist who has a passing familiarity with, say, proportions, anatomy, and your drawings, your characters, they look good, but the poses look a little stiff. You can't figure out what to do, then you may want to look into this book. This book is for somebody who would like to get a more natural look into their poses. This doesn't mean that you're going to have a flying Superman punch. You're going to have somebody draped in drapery in some artistic pose. It means that just how do you make a pose just standing or just walking look more natural, more pleasing? Well, this pose book, basically this figure drawing book on poses, will show you specific techniques to use. And so I marked a few off that might be of interest to you, and I want to share them with you in this preview. Here is the content section. So you see it's got, I start off with some proportions of the head and then posture. We have opposing forces, which is a really important concept, how anytime the character moves in any one direction, there has to be an opposing force. Arm poses, leg poses, creating depth, seated poses, and then we end up with exercises. So let me flip through to some salient portions. Yes, for instance, here's just a really basic tip. For standing, most people draw a standing pose, a straight pose, someone who's standing vertically like this. It's a straight line. But nobody actually stands in a straight line. The body is composed of different segments and sections that are stacked together. There's got to be a counter pose. So if the weight hinges right around here, this is the center of the body, then you have to have a reverse S-curve, which means that the top is leaning in a certain direction, this way back, and the bottom's leaning a little bit forward, and that gives a natural flow. There's no flow in a straight pose. It starts looking stiff. Like I say, the body doesn't do that. But how do you arrive at this? So we go step by step. And just to give you one of the first steps, the back will be divided into 3 segments. The direction of the upper back in red is straight up. The direction of the lower back is in blue, straight up. The mid back in green angles out a little at a diagonal, so it gives the back altogether this sort of S-curve again. And you don't see it like right in your face, but you feel it. This is much more natural than this, which is how most people draw it. So that's just one hint. Let's go down, see another. Oh yeah, here's other stuff. I really think this stuff is important to learn. It took me a long time to learn it. I wish I had this book, but there's not just a standing pose. There are many ways to draw somebody who is standing. And the idea is, how do you make it appealing without making it overt so that the person looks like they're necessarily in a fashion magazine? So there are certain things you do with bringing the elbows in just slightly, bringing the knees in just slightly, and you end up with a pose that has a certain flair, a certain style, rather than just standing there. And style in a pose will make it look natural. Let's go through a couple more. Can you take a couple more? All right. Leg poses. The legs are so important to basic poses. You can create a whole bunch of basic poses only changing the legs. By only changing the legs, for instance, every one of these torsos and heads is the exact same. It's literally the same, scanned in the same. The only thing that's changed is the red portion, which is one leg. Only one leg has changed on each of these characters, yet the poses look so different. So I show you how to use an economy of line to make new poses. We'll go to one last one, seated poses. Very step by step in this book to show you how to go from torso all the way to the cross leg and how you create that compression over here in the leg. So again, this book is called Figure It Out, Drawing Essential Poses by me, Christopher Hart. I'd love to see what you think of it. So if you take a look at it and you buy it, please drop me a line on Facebook and let me know, or send me a link, send me a message here at my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye-bye.